like, you wield shadows and you have red rims around your eyes. He's like, say it.
Say it.
Venom. No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey,
Hey,
besties. Welcome to
Literally Obsessed.
It's Cassy.
And Brittany.
How y'all doing?
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode, y'all.
Welcome. Wow, we got a different accent this week.
It's like a Boston accent.
That was
a New York
New York. Yeah.
accent. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 12. Today we are covering chapters 42 through 45.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost done.
Yeah.
Ish.
I thought about this the other day. I was like, I know that you're gonna say no, but we are gonna have to have the conversation of what is coming after.
I'm actually really excited to see what's going to come after this.
Me too. I think I'm okay with this ending.
Yeah, me too. I think maybe a little bit of time after we're done, we're probably going to get sad.
I am
but I think in
sad,
this
but
moment, we're a little ready to go.
Yeah, in this moment, I'm a little bit over the deep dives as of right now.
That's fair. We just have to
Still-
push through it.
Yeah, I'm very happy about these chapters. So,
Yeah.
still happy, but
It does. It's like with anything, the meatier you get with with how much you're doing it,
yeah,
the more you're like, oh, okay,
exactly.
this is a lot, but whatever. We're gonna get through it. We love it. It's just we're ready for the next one, and I'm seeing the new book right there on your shelf.
We'll talk about it later. I was like, I can't, because we're gonna. Sorry, quick sidetrack. This is probably already going to be such a long episode.
I'm sorry.
No, I just can't wait, because like we're going to be going into summer, and I'm just like, we talk about romance books, and like,
I'm so excited.
I have ideas, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
But
me too. So, but as we continue forward, we have a lot of more fun chapters coming up, because as you guys all know, Onyx Storm, the end of it is like pretty crazy. So hopefully things will feel like it's picking up a little bit more. But before we get into all that, just a couple, reminders. We have our newsletter. So if you guys aren't subscribed to that, you guys can join. That just basically is like little updates every month at the beginning, where Brittany and I will post what's going on with the podcast and with us at the on the first of every month. And then we also have our merch. So with the merch, we are kind of like talking right now about doing a lot more like different merch for the summer, so it kind of fits more summer vibes. So stay tuned for any updates about that. I thought there was something else I was gonna say, but never mind.
Okay, yeah. And then content and spoiler warning, as you all already know, spoilers, we are getting there, but we will be spoiling things even at the end of this book, and theories and all that fun stuff. And then content warning, we cuss, we talk about smut. Y'all know the drill. All right, shall we spill the tea?
It's spill the tea. Starting with chapter 42. I just want to say a preface before these 42 and 43 were weirdly pretty long. So I tried my best to cut down as much information that wasn't as needed. So just hang in with me. Chapter 42. The irids point blame on both Violet and Andarna for going against everything the irids allegedly stand for, which is quote-unquote peace. Violet speaks up for Andarna, but in return, the irids say that it is Violet's fault for bonding with her so young, which is it's not. Andarna pleads them to at least help guide them to show them how they eliminated the Dark Wielders before, and the irids sass them back, saying, well, I guess we didn't actually eliminate them if you're still asking how we did it. Like, damn. After going back and forth with the irids, they refuse to help, which leaves us all fucked pretty much. And Andarna is so upset. It's a lot going on. And to add to everything, Ridoc finds out that Xaden is Venom, and Violet has to do a tell-all. Chapter 43. Before she can confess and explain, Mira comes back and notices the change in everybody's mood. Violet quickly updates her, without saying anything about hot boyfriend being Venom, and then returns to Ridoc, who has some words. Ridoc proves good points with telling Violet that she needs to remember the reality of what she is actually protecting. Violet ensures him that Xaden has never hurt her or will ever hurt her, and to a real point, Ridoc agrees and keeps this secret as long as she has a boundary. In this heated bestie conversation, tensions rise and Violet throws a little lightning bolt and Ridoc helps put out the fire, literally. She agrees to being real and says that if Xaden were to ever hurt her or anyone without reason, that she would know that he is no longer him. They return, and Ridoc tells Xaden that in order to keep his secret, he has to agree that Rhee, Sawyer, and Jesinia should also know his secret. Violet counters this appeal while Xaden actually agrees in order to keep Violet's safety. After some snarky comments from Ridoc about Violet losing control, Xaden agrees with Ridoc in such a sad way, saying that he is not ideal for his leadership nor his relationship with Violet. They all fly back, and Andarna heads straight to the Vale, poor baby, and Rhiannon and the gang are finally reunited. Violet tells Sawyer and Rhee that they failed and that the irids won't come, and then General Atos comes and adds more shit to the pot, saying that Queen Mariah, I think is the way you actually say it,
yeah,
is dead. It's crazy. Shit.
Okay, chapter 44. LOL, Miss Rebecca is really on it with these epigraphs because we get another interesting excerpt, which we'll talk about later. The gang gets interrogated many times, but all is well because the gang is strong, so they don't get any information out of them. We learn a lot of damage has been done in the 3 weeks that they were gone, and Violet questions how the Venin covered that much ground so quickly. We learn Seneva went up in fire, and that the Venin have people in high places to know about weapon shipments. Violet pieces together that Theophany must be a lightning wielder. Oh shit. Battle brief ends, and Ridoc decides it's time to tell the others about Xaden. Chapter 45. We start with maybe the sweetest epigraph of all time, and we will be diving into that later. We're catapulted into another dream sequence with Miss Violet. Violet is being held by the sage in her dream, and Violet wakes up in a panic, only to be comforted by a package left from Xaden. Mr. Ryerson, you have outdone yourself with that Deverelli silk robe that you saw Violet eyeing over in the aisles. We go through some flight maneuvers, and Taryn and Violet show that they will always get things done just their way. And after class, Violet surprises Xaden with a birthday gift and a letter. So cute. It's an Onyx wrist cuff that's made from a piece of a turret on top of Ryerson House. Literally, how freaking cute. Violet ensures Xaden that she won't run, and he celebrates his little win of not channeling for 47 days. Their moment is interrupted, though, by Felix sharing that another wyvern got through the Eurasian wards, and they have less than a month. Oh,
crazy.
Okay, let's deep dive.
Let's deep it.
This bitch.
This dive.
Okay. Let me pull up actually do have my Kindle this week. That's kind of rare for me. I don't ever really have it out, but
I forget we have matching little guys.
I know, our little
if you guys
Mofusans
are watching, Brittany and I have matching Mofusans. One is real and one is not.
Can you guys figure out which one?
But yeah, we have the same ones. And if you're just listening, it's a Mofusan. It's a little cat with a little squid head. And we randomly got the same one.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That's that. Okay. So I think I bring up the epigraphs for like every single chapter because it's just so weird. But for chapter 42, it says, while the enemy's advance throughout Krovla makes it impossible to station a full riot at Seneva, we offer you 4 dragons and their riders. In the spirit of our alliance, you may expect a shipment of our most valuable resources, weaponry, to be used at your discretion. Official correspondence of General Augustine Melgren to Queen Mariah.
It's such an interesting...
Why were they offering up 4 riders and dragons?
Like, that's so weird.
I just have a lot of questions, and then it's like, of course, it's not answered.
Because she died.
I'm sure we're gonna find out. Maybe something about it.
I don't even know, but that's so interesting.
It's just interesting.
Like, why would you? Such a weird trade-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also just have so many questions about the irids. Like, so they've been watching them, and like they talk about like we have a long flight. Where's home? You know what I mean? Like, where?
How long?
I don't know.
Now that I come to think about it, is like, since they can be pretty much iridescent, or like they can be see-through or whatever, is like, I wonder if she's ever like noticed like, oh, that's so weird, like maybe there was like a brush of the wind.
Well, there was that one part when they were fighting in Unbriel, and she says that she sees the Statue of Dune. She thinks that she like moves. We were thinking it was Andarna. What if it wasn't?
Maybe it wasn't. That's wild. And
You
to
know?
think like maybe like before, like how long have they been watching them?
Yeah, I mean, they say that Yeah, actually, I don't know. They don't say. They just
Yeah.
say we've been watching for a while.
They're like, we've been watching this entire time.
Yeah, they're like, we've actually been watching since your birth.
We've known you longer.
That's crazy.
Dang, that's wild. I don't know. How weird. I also want to mention that the one female dragon said something about like, because they were talking about like, oh, your entire kind has never like evolved, basically. And one of them mentioned like, oh, I guess like maybe if you guys ever like procreate or like you can evolve that way by just like continuing your whatever, your breed or whatever. And I'm just like, it's been 600 years. Isn't that long enough? Isn't that long enough? Like to wait for like evolution? I'm like, they're humans. Humans are gonna have flaws, and like to expect that, I don't know. It's just so interesting to be like, oh, like, well, maybe if they like go ahead and have children, then the next generation's gonna turn out better. Yeah, like you've been saying that for so long. You can't say that as an excuse anymore.
Yeah, I feel like going off of that, I just think this whole scene was a little bit of a disappointment. Like, truly, fuck the irids. Yeah. I'm
over them.
I'm sure that there is a reason, but right now I hate them.
And it, you know, I go into this a little later, but it's just very disappointing because we were expecting so much, and we said this last episode, but we really were expecting this huge grand reveal and like this awesome moment for Indarna to feel connected to her family, and we got nothing. Like it was like heartbreak.
They spit in our face,
stomped on our heart and spit in our face and called us a fool. Like it was awful, and you know it's just like wasn't what I feel like this story deserved. And I'm just gonna
that's fair,
jump off that pedestal.
So I think that maybe this backs up my point from last week, where I brought up the theory that what if the Isles got drained by venom a long time ago? Maybe that's why they don't have color. They say that if they die off, the land will regenerate. So magic does come back on its own. What if that's what happened to the Isles in this so 600 years? That's
so interesting. And I think when I read you wrote that, I kind of just wanted to reemphasize what I said last week as well, was they just seem very sketch with kind of energy. They, you know, like they're just obviously not being very open about what happened. And I'm starting to build this self theory within my own brain that they are harvesting some kind of energy or magic, and they're being greedy, and they don't want to, of course, give out the cure because maybe they did something wrong and they're just gonna harvest it themselves.
That's fair.
Very interesting.
The dragons might not be the good guys.
And I think that would be a really cool story arc.
They're like, evil.
Well,
that'd be crazy.
I would, maybe not all of them. Like I wouldn't think Terran or, you know, like
I hope
Sigale.
not.
I would hope not. But I could see the irids being evil because they're so mysterious.
That's fair.
We don't really know anything about them. Which I'm not saying just because you don't know anything about them, they're evil. But I'm just saying they are just obviously acting weird.
Okay, I kind of said this already, but I just said, where did the irids come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Because where did they come from and where are they going? They just talk about having a long flight.
You guys should see Brittany doing the Cotton Eye Joe. She's really good at it.
I played Just Dance every single day of my life, I think. So if you don't think that I don't know Cotton Eye Joe, Rasputin. What is it? Rasputin? I don't know.
Rasputin.
Anyway, if y'all don't think that I know those dances.
Yeah, if you give Brittany a nice little drink and a dance floor.
You don't even have to give me a drink.
I'll just give her a wide dance floor.
Give me a dance floor and a jam.
and a loudspeaker. And you hit play. That girl go crazy.
I will do the whole dance for
you. Do the whole dance. But no, you're right. Where did they come from?
Too.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that one?
Oh my gosh. I just think I saw a TikTok about that. All of them from that era was like amazing.
Like, I'm not joking. I think I played every day.
They're so good. And honestly, this might have been just because I was a fat kid. But like, I would always be like, oh, this is exercise.
No, I kind of was.
I was sweating.
Because I would be sweating by the end.
Yeah, I agree. It was very much a sweating thing. But
I remember playing it at my friend's birthday party and like in high school, like don't think we were like 10. We were like 17, 18. We played it at her birthday party. We were all like dripping sweat, like clothes were coming off because we were taking it really seriously. There was even, she only had 2 Wiimotes.
Yeah.
But like, but that's what they're called.
No, I just loved it.
But like 5 of us would go up and dance. We were like, we don't care that we're not being judged, like, or like scored.
I remember feeling very competitive with seeing like the good. I was like, no, that was
like,
better
that was
than
perfect.
Good. That was perfect. You're not gonna score me perfect.
I would be like making sure like the
to get the crown.
Yeah.
The calibration was always off.
Yep.
But yeah, if you get her, watch a video of Cotton Eye Joe with Brittany. It's serotonin boost.
Sure, we'll post one at some point.
But yeah, you're right. Irids, where are they? Why are they here? Okay, something while I was listening to this chapter, I mentioned that it was when Xaden and Garrick were walking up. And you know, shit was kind of already going down, but Xaden and Garrick were joining the party. It was mentioned that like Violet like had looked at them and said like Xaden and Garrick both holding 2 swords strapped to their back, and it was right after the Irids said there was no cure. And I was like, this seems like interesting timing, Rebecca, for you to go, there's no cure. She whips, sees Xaden and Garrick with both swords on their back. And I'm like, now I'm starting to believe maybe Garrick is the one that turned. Because why? It's just weird. Like, why was it mentioned right after he said no cure?
Okay. Yeah.
Small Delulu theory. But while I was listening to it, and I'm not going to promote texting or driving, but I did have to whip out Notion on the freeway during traffic. Okay. I was stopped, but I had to whip it out because I said, oh, write that shit down. That was good.
No, that's fair. Okay. Should we go into chapter 43? I almost said 34. Okay. I think that this epigraph is a little foreshadowing. Let me read it to you guys first, and then I'll say my theory. It says, if possible, hunt the enemy during the day. Their markings are so easily hidden by the shadows of night that it would not surprise me to find they walk among us. This is about Venin by Drake Cordella. I didn't even pay attention to that. So, my theory, do we think that this has something to do with Violet having that rune that protects her from the sun?
Her sunscreen.
Her sunscreen?
Maybe.
Because I feel like this is a little foreshadowing then that she's going to find Xaden during the day.
The lights are going to turn on and she's going to find him.
Maybe in the really like sunny place where she's going to need a sunroof. Well, now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds stupid.
No, it's
but
not
it sounded
stupid.
Really
it's
good
totally not stupid, but it's
really,
just... it's not stupid. It's
like
just,
on Mars.
where there's no moon or there's no night. You're like, it's totally adding to just this weirdness of whatever the hell this rune is and why Violet is so sensitive to the sun. like a girl needs SPF.
I know
100.
Miss Girl is white.
She's got pale
so
skin.
She needs it.
She's got pale skin. But no, that is really interesting. There was one line, I can't remember what you said, but you like emphasized it. It was at the very end.
Their markings are so easily hidden by the shadows of night that it would not surprise me to find they walk among us.
It's like what, like markings. Like I'm trying to think of what markings.
No, well, I'm like a rebellion relic.
Yeah, like that's kind of crazy. Like a rune-shaped mark. Brennan.
There you go.
Brennan is going to be
Brennan. Hashtag Brennan is Venin, guys. We've
been saying this.
We have to make the hashtag happen. It can't just be us.
We've been saying this for a year.
We've been saying it, and when we're right, I'm not gonna say I told you so.
I'm gonna say we're told you so.
I'm gonna say I told you so, but make it happen, guys. Put it a
pin
hashtag.
In it.
Put a pin in it. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Let me move on to my next point. Okay, Ridoc asks Violet if she has any respect for her own life, and I just have to say I truly don't think she does. And this is not me like putting Violet down in any way. I just think that she is constantly doing things for those that she loves the most, like keeping secrets. This even goes back to Fourth Wing when she gave Rhiannon her boot. Like she literally risks her life for these people that she really cares about. And it is like girl, do you have any respect for your own life? You know?
Exactly.
Like, she's an empath for sure.
You are right. She is an empath. And wait, is she a Cancer?
By our deduction, she is a Cancer.
You're right. Makes sense. I do love that Ridoc really called her out, which kind of leads me into my point is I think Ridoc, we've said this before, but I think this was his starring moment of this book and honestly of this series so far, was you really got to see him being like a true, genuine friend. And, you know, like, you have a true, genuine friend is when they like call you out on your shit and they tell you for things how they are, but also like empathizing with your reasoning, which is exactly what Ridoc did in this. And I just want to say, like, Rebecca did a really awesome way of having Ridoc see both sides of going like, I am totally going to be this, like, you know, power to my man, or, you know, like this, like, my man is my man, like, I'm gonna support you of like loving this man, but I also want you to like realize what you're really putting up with and like what you're putting yourself up with, you know. And I think that is a really good like character or what am I trying to say, like a really good personality trait for Ridoc to actually see the truth in things. And even him saying like, I know like I make all these like dirty comments and all these things, but I'm actually very serious and like I know more things than you like give me credit to. But I just think that he just has a genuine heart. And not a lot of people are as straight up with Violet, like maybe Mira, but everyone else kind of sometimes like will shy away from telling her the truth.
I saw a TikTok and it was like, this whole time we thought Rhi was the best friend, but like really it's Ridoc.
I think so. And maybe that's because we haven't been able to see Rhiannon, which I'll get into
Rebecca.
later. But like, we haven't really been able to hear like deep conversations between her and Rhiannon. And I'm not going to count that last POV chapter of Rhiannon. I'm not counting that as like a realness from her. So, but you're right.
It just, I remember some people got like, I don't think mad is the right word, but when we were like, oh my God, they don't seem like best friends. Like, do they not have conversations about boys and stuff? Everyone took it and twisted it. And they were like, well, I wouldn't brag about dating Halden. Like, that's not the point.
No.
You're going to tell me you've never told your friend about like a bad hookup you've had, or like,
I tell my friends everything.
It's like, even if you're not proud of that moment or dating that person, you're still going to like talk about the tea with them.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So I don't know, I just would love to see more like bestie moments between them.
Absolutely. That's all we ask.
Okay, so Ridoc pointing out that Xaden is still an initiate and therefore doesn't need to be fed.
That is crazy.
It's foreshadowing, and maybe that's why Jack is not doing so hot.
Fed is a wild
Fed
word
is
for
crazy.
me.
Like what, blood? Like what does he need to be fed?
Like a meat? Like meat?
No, I don't like, power. What
like,
is it?
What is fed? It's like a dog.
Literally. Okay. Also, I said that he's just out here just to emphasize. He's proven he's a badass bitch. By the way, he handled this entire situation, and I just love him being like, Violet, we need to talk, like, you know. And she's like, okay, and just the way he handled the whole thing was just
so good,
so funny to me. And so good. And then last thing is, I do love Xaden. You all know this. I will defend that man, unfortunately, through anything. And I fully understand where Violet is coming from, but on the other hand, it's like, girl, get a fucking grip. You know, like, Ridoc is really out here spitting facts of like, why are you letting him like ruin your life? You know. And I will say that Xaden is in the same team of like, you shouldn't be associated with me. But I don't know, it's just like Ridoc is like, what, like, it's crazy when he's like, what is the boundary that is gonna make you like not want to back up Xaden anymore? She's like, there isn't one. He's like, what if he hurts you? She's like, he won't. It's like, girl, take off the fucking rose-colored glasses. Like, he's not doing well. He already almost has. Like, I don't think he's gonna hurt Violet. It seems like that's the one thing that's like keeps him grounded. But like, he did almost kill Ridoc. You know? And then she's like, well, you'd have to like kill somebody without reason, but he's not gonna do that. It's like, well, he kind of already actually has.
He has
girly
many
pop
times already.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he's had a reason, but yeah, it's just there was some points where I was like, Violet, just stop.
Yeah,
just stop. Like, you sound ridiculous right now.
Yeah, that's my same point. Is it was kind of hard for me to side with Violet in this. Again, I empathize with her because, yes, I see it from her point. She's pretty much spent her whole relationship with Xaden by defending him. Even when they were fighting, you know, she was still always kind of defending his, you know, his title, his honor, their relationship, what he meant to her, blah, blah, blah. But in this, it's just really hard to, like, have him just spit out the truth and then her constantly have a rebuttal against it and be like, no, this. And I'm like, you sound like one of those friends that, like, piss me off when I, like, try to I don't know what to do.
He's literally like, you have this toxic boyfriend and she's like, but, like, he would never hurt me.
like yeah, exactly. But it gets to, like, such a hard point, and the fact that he had to be like, if he literally hurt you, or he almost hurt me, like, there has to be a boundary. And she just like, fine, fine.
She's like, fine. Hypothetically, he won't.
Yeah, and she doesn't even believe it. Like, she doesn't even believe it, and that sucks because he's like, that's the only way I'm gonna, like, agree to our terms is if you believe it. And she, like, basically lied through her teeth. So I don't know, again, she's young, she's gonna have her flaws, she's gonna do what she wants, but it is really disappointing. I mean,
and I get it that you're in love with this person. I fully get it. It is also crazy, I talk about it a little bit later, but we're only like a year-ish into their relationship.
And they're very strong. They're very strong.
It's a little crazy. I guess it's a little accurate.
I would too if I were with him. I get it.
I trust me when I say if I had these two men fighting over me right now, they're not really fighting over her, but, you know, I'd be like, what else do you guys want to argue about?
Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting quote here. It says, I don't have all the answers, Ridoc. I just know that I have to find them, whether they're in a forgotten book or in some dark wielder's head. Interesting that Miss Violet says that, considering she's a dream walker. So I think we just solved. I think we should just skip to book 5. Actually, Rebecca, we've solved the issue.
I just find she was getting really intense at this point because she was like, I've had 5 minutes to process everything that just happened.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, bitch, me too.
Yeah, but, like,
there's a venom among us. Like, what are you talking? How selfish.
This whole thing is Among Us, the game.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You're right.
I think you're right.
I loved that game. Did you play that game?
Of course.
It was so much fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
It's basically this. He's like, who's the Among Us? Who's the killer?
Who's the killer? And he found out. He's eliminated.
But that's so, yeah. At this point, she doesn't know she's a dreamwalker, though, right?
Correct. But I know.
So come on, girl.
So catch up.
Catch up.
It's just foreshadowing. That's all.
Foreshadowing. 1000%. I just want to, there's this little quote that I really liked. It's not my favorite quote, but I just had to put it in here. It says, you can still love someone after you've let them go, but you have to tell me that there's a line where you will let him go. Because if there isn't one, it's not just him we're going to lose, Vi. And I just think that that's a very important message for any relationship. Just throwing it out there to maybe anyone who needs to hear that. But I just think that that's a really good quote to hear and something that Violet really needed to hear from her friend. And it's true. Like, again, we love Xaden. We know that this wasn't his choice. We know that he, like, was, unfortunately, this was his fate. But it's true. Like, there has to be a line in any perfect, and this is very beyond perfect relationship, but in any type of relationship, there has to be a line. Yeah. So I just thought that was a really good quote. Good job, Rebecca.
He even asks her, like, would you channel to save Xaden? And she's like, she never gives him an answer.
So
like,
yes.
I'd be like, you need to be fucking locked up. Like, I would literally strap her to her. I don't know.
I hope, because even in this, it was hard to kind of see if whether or not Violet was annoyed with Ridoc in this moment or not. Because you can tell that she was obviously like, well, here I go. Like, I'm going to have to explain this.
Yeah.
But I also wish that she maybe empathized with him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine, you're on this mission. You're risking your whole life.
Yep.
You're risking everyone's life.
Yeah.
The whole continent's life. Everyone in this whole damn world's life. Without knowing that your background, like your purpose
like aiding the enemy.
is aiding the enemy.
Yeah.
And like, you're all these ways to find, you have all these secrets. You're learning all this shit. And you're getting basically like bombarded with this news that the person, like, it's oh, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Literally.
Like, that's what's happening. Like, I just wish that she maybe empathized with that a little bit more.
Like, imagine how she would have handled this.
She would have been pissed. She would have been so upset.
Yeah.
She would have been, and she has in the past been upset when someone didn't tell her something, aka still Xaden. But I don't know. I just wish that she had said something like that a little bit more. Okay. And then, so sorry, just last thing. Ridoc was just very smart for saying he is requesting that Rhiannon and all of them know about this to protect Violet's safety, which is like weirdly something that Violet didn't even think about.
Well, of course not.
Or Zay. Like, he didn't, or at least he didn't speak up about it.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I did love how he was like, because all the people that know value your life over hers, so she needs people that value her life. And then Xaden's like, well, they've all been on her. Shut the fuck up, Xaden. For 2 fucking seconds. Shut up.
Let someone else be right.
Let Ridoc be right.
Yeah, let Ridoc be
literally
right.
In this moment, I was like, Xaden,
Shut
I
up, baby.
swear to
baby.
God, shut up, because I want to listen to my other boyfriend. Okay. Goodness. I don't know. He just like really pissed me off in this part.
They can't take criticism at the end of the day. Both of these bitches, Violet and Xaden, they both can't take criticism.
No, I know.
And it's like, you guys,
let alone from Ridoc.
Like, poor guy.
He's like, I'm just calling it as it is. Sue me
for telling me that you guys have a toxic ass relationship.
Which is what he's always told them.
We need to start listening to Ridoc a lot more.
Yeah.
But he was just very smart for that. And it's just funny to me that like neither of them thought about that, and then they got mad for not thinking about that, and then they also got mad at him being the first one to think about that.
Yeah.
So and then it's also Xaden being like all brooding and shit and being like, huh, like whatever, like it's fine. No, like, yeah, like who else do you want to know? Like, whatever. It's for Violet's like safety.
And then because he's a man, he has to throw out a fucking dick measuring contest. And it's literally, I swear, this is I think the first time Xaden's ever gotten on my nerves.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he is a man.
And he is a man.
At the end of the day,
it's true.
You gotta take him off the pedestal sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta humble him.
Only to raise him back up.
Yeah. Let's go into the next chapter.
Yeah. Okay, chapter 44. I just want to say this epigraph, like all the other ones, were very cool because I feel like we hardly ever see anything get redacted or like line crossed out.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very funny because at the very end of the epigraph, it says, I hate my job.
Yeah. Like, me too, bud.
That's actually so just funny.
Kidding.
We like our job now.
We like our jobs.
We like our jobs
now.
It's just before, if you would have asked me about 2 months ago,
yeah,
I would have said yes.
But it's just funny, relatable. Yeah, even back then, it's like I hate my job.
In a fantasy world, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but just really cool that we never get to see that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's true. All of Battle Brief also just felt very foreshadowing to me. Yes. There was just many moments in there that truly all of it, I was like, this could be foreshadowing to something.
Yes. Battle Brief is always so fun because it just really tells us how the story is.
Tells us how it's going to go.
50 chapters before it actually happens.
Yeah.
Xaden and his grown beard. Now, you guys all know, if you guys are diehard fans of the podcast, you guys would know that we've had this discussion before of my love for facial hair sometimes.
Yes.
But Violet mentions that in the days that he had been gone from home, he had grown in a little stubble, and I don't know, it did something to me. Got me a little
hot and bothered,
but just had to point that out.
It's anything on Xaden is attractive.
Anything.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Could have been on a banana peel on his head and it would have been hot. It could have been.
It's true.
And yet again, I'm forever mad that we got literally nothing from the conversation between Rhiannon, Sawyer, and Jacinia. Or was this just Rhiannon?
No, Rhiannon, Sawyer, Jacinia, Ridoc, and Violet.
Yeah. Why the hell did we get this fat ass chapter
about fucking Ridoc battle brief? Nothing happens. It's just, I mean, that's a lie, but it's like
we get this fat chapter.
It didn't
nothing.
need to be that. Yeah.
No. And then we also got the reveal from Ridoc. Why couldn't we get that from Rhiannon or Sawyer or Jacinia?
I'm just so pissed off.
It's like it's like they don't want us to see their relationship. It's like at this point it's supposed to be like it's just like how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Rebecca's like, and you'll never know how good of friends they are.
Like, got it. Heard.
Okay, well, moving on to a slightly lighter note.
Chapter 45.
Chapter 45. I just have to talk about this epigraph because it's just so dang cute. It says, I think I started falling for you that night in the tree when I watched you with the marked ones, but I began tumbling the day you gave me Taryn's saddle. You'll give some self-serving excuse, but the truth is you're kinder than you want people to know. Maybe kinder than you know. Recovered correspondence from Cadet Violet Soaringale to His Grace Lieutenant Ryerson, 16th Duke of Tyrrendor. Recovered.
What the fuck? I hope that just means that they lost the letter in the mail.
It never got delivered. Yeah,
it never got delivered. So sweet.
It's very cute.
I also just liked the way she used the word tumbled.
Yeah,
like that's a cute word.
So cute. Like, oh my god, she was already falling for him in the tree.
I was falling for him
on the parapet.
On the parapet, babes.
Yeah, I was falling off the parapet for him. Anyway, okay, so we're in dream sequence land.
Yeah.
Very confused about the Venom. The sage says, such emotion. Don't worry, it will fade in time. So they lose all emotion.
I don't know, because Theophany seems like pretty pissed.
She seems pretty theatrical.
And I think that that's an emotion.
I'm confused. And maybe I need to fact check. Maybe I am just making this up at this point. But I thought that Rebecca had said being Venom does not alter your decision making.
I think you're correct.
I remember hearing that somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody just said it and I took it as fact that Rebecca said it. But it's starting to not seem like that.
Yeah.
It's starting to seem like they lose all emotion and they're just numb.
Which doesn't make sense, because how would they be numb? Then they wouldn't be working for nothing. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't be angry enough to continue a war.
I don't know.
Unless they're just like so robotic and like that their anger is their numbness. I don't really know, but how odd.
It's very weird. Okay, then I have to point out this quote, and it says, the sage draws a sword from his robes and the next flash of lightning reflects in the emeralds adorning the top of the hilt.
Kill me.
So the sword of Tyrrendor.
Yeah.
Tyrrendor.
Yeah.
So all I can think. Okay, well, couple things, because she could be in Xaden's dream.
Yeah.
Okay, so if she's in Xaden's dream, let's analyze this. If she's in Xaden's dream, is this a traitor, somebody who came from Tyrrendor? And I don't know. That's why they have a sword of Tyrrendor.
Maybe.
And they're stabbing Xaden. Okay. She mentions that she sees silver hair in her peripheral vision. So then let's just say it's Violet. Is this in the future? And she's getting stabbed by the sword of Tyrrendor, aka is it Xaden that's stabbing her? What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna hope and pray it's about all the 30 people she saw with silver hair in this book. And it's not her hair.
Okay, fair.
I'm gonna hope.
Yeah,
pray.
I just have a lot of questions.
But that is 1,000%. 1,000% the sword of Tyrrendor. Emeralds?
And it's confirmed as a sword.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
It's right in front of you. Small moment, but love that damn robe, which I want that. I want it. I don't know what silk. Like, I want someone to make it.
Silk? Yeah. It's apparently, like, super see-through. Like, okay.
Okay, queen. But just love the fact that he gives it to her and then says, like, for the nights I can't sleep next to you. Oh.
It's so cute.
He's like, may this be me, basically.
Yeah.
On your body.
Dang. It's the last day of March. Happy birthday, Xaden. We got confirmation his birthday is March 31st.
Yeah. Which I'm so sad because we missed it.
So he is an Aries.
He is an Aries.
We did miss it, I know. Mm-hmm. I think I posted something for it, but that was it. Didn't celebrate or anything. But I do feel like dates are starting to play an important part. Oh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I kind of am, but it's just okay. Dates are starting to play an important part. So Violet says, sometimes I forget how nearly perfect Bodhi is at everything. Nearly perfect. Like he'll never be enough. Like he'll channel from the earth to be enough for somebody. For anybody, because nobody seems to think Bodhi's enough.
Oh my god, it's pretty crazy, but yeah.
I don't know.
He's like, fine.
He's like, fine, watch me.
I'll be enough.
I'll be enough for all of you.
All of you. I would love to see a Bodhi villain arc.
Honestly,
he deserves it.
I'm like slightly rooting for some of these people to go evil.
Just because
Xaden, like Bodhi.
Someone has to like someone go full. Everyone's going like, maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Yeah.
Someone commit to the pit. Tagging on to that little moment, Violet is also wild for saying, like, because I know they were bantering about this, but her saying like, maybe I fell for the wrong, and he gets pissed.
She loves to it's in like every single book. Like she's like, what if I went for Bodhi instead?
I'm like, is that coming from a real place, girl? Yeah. It's starting to sound real.
It's starting to sound a little real.
And seeing that he is pretty much in love with you.
So 2 more things. So Violet's quote when giving Xaden the cuff. I wrote it as my favorite quote. Should I just say it now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it says, when things get shitty, I hope you can look down at it and imagine us sitting there together when this is all over. That's the vision I'm going to cling to. You and me holding hands looking over the city. So maybe it's foreshadowing that things are going to get really fucking shitty, but then it's all going to be okay.
Just like our favorite boys said.
Who?
It gets worse
before it gets better.
That's one thing that I have come to know. Just so you know.
We quite literally got cut off by the camera. It said shut up.
It shut us down.
We are better singers.
We are better singers than that. But that was just...
We have never, not once, shown off that we are
good singers.
Yeah. I'm starting to not believe in myself anymore.
You guys have to just catch us on a good day. But that was just for us to show you the lyrics because, like Wallow said, it does get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And just like Zay said, I do also, to sympathize with you, Xaden, I also cling on to that vision that you guys are going to be
Violet.
fine. Oh, sorry, Violet.
Yeah.
To cling on to that vision.
Yeah, I do too. I'm like, Rebecca, remember you're a romance writer.
Because it's not feeling like it.
It's not feeling like it at this moment, so. Okay. Very last thing. Felix has a silver beard.
Why was this never?
Not a gray beard, a silver beard. And maybe it's been said before and I just haven't caught on. But also the other girl, I forgot her name, she also has silver hair. That's a part of like their little, whatever the fuck it's called. The assembly. That's what it's called, right?
Assembly, yes.
Yeah. She also has silver hair.
What's the difference between gray and silver?
Well, there is a difference.
But like their difference.
I mean, I'm just thinking gray is like when you get old and your hair turns gray. But like silver is like, you know, it's got like a sheen to it.
Sheen. Okay.
Is how I'm imagining it.
Fair. Okay, interesting. But like weird that we've never, or at least noticed.
Yeah,
this
I don't
discovery
know.
before.
It's just a lot of people have silver hair now. All of a sudden, that's
A
all
lot
I'm
of
saying.
people dyeing their hair silver.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into our favorite quotes. I said mine, so
I'll go right ahead. This is from chapter 45. I think this is Violet. I should have written it down. Yes, I think it's Violet. Come find me when you're ready to... Oh, yes. This is when she's, like, getting all pissed at Xaden. Come find me when you're ready to accept the fact that I won't leave. I back away slowly, that I never will. Maybe you should.
Maybe you should, girl, but... Okay, thriving and theorizing. So this is when I said I was getting a little ahead of myself. Dates just seem to be playing a very important part in the timeline right now. Like Ridoc only knowing that Xaden is Venom for about 2 months. Hence, at the end when he says like he's seen me, blah blah blah. It can't be Ridoc. I know some people were thinking it was Ridoc. Or Violet being specific about where we are in March. It just feels very telling. Also, crazy that it's a year after she wielded her signet. So like, whoa, not that much time has passed, you know? I don't know. It all just seems like it's playing into like a bigger part, and maybe we need to start paying attention to the timelines more.
Yeah. It's just really, we are moving fast within her timeline. Like they are, like by the end of this book, like in her 3rd year, right?
Almost, because I think that the book ends
near her birthday,
oh, wait,
right?
Fuck. I just thought of something. If it ends near her birthday,
isn't that
then Ridoc will have known for like 5 months. Either way, it's important.
Either way, it is weird.
Either way, it's weird. Either way, it's important to know how long he has known.
It's so weird.
Oh, fuck. I don't know why I was like, surely Xaden will turn next week. Huh.
Yeah, because it was around June. It was, or is it like a couple months after this?
It's not her birthday yet.
No,
I don't think.
I think it's
so
like
it's
end of May or like May.
End of May or beginning of June. Yeah. Our girl's gonna be 23 in the next book. Woo!
Oh my god, same as me. Am I in the same book? Am I the same?
You're in the same era.
Very different lives, though.
It's true.
I just thought about that the other day. It is almost my birthday, which is weird because your birthday is already passed.
That's how birthdays work.
But it's like I'm
my
still
birthday
in
is
December
also
of
in
last year.
January. Yours is in June.
But I can't. I'm still like in last year mode.
That's fair.
I can't believe yours is already gone. And
imagine having to cope with being a whole new decade. That's right.
I empathize with you.
Thank you.
Okay, final jam.
Final jam. Okay, I had to put this on there. I put the showing off our beautiful
we're
singing
such
skills
good
again.
singers.
So in case you didn't know, that is Eyes on Fire by Blue Foundation, aka the Twilight song. Just imagine like
I want to know what part you're thinking
his
of.
eyes turning red and she's like eyes on fire. Da, 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 da. It just would go so well.
She's like, your eyes are red, you run really fast.
She's like, you wield shadows and you have red rims around your eyes. He's like, say it. Venom.
That was basically where the reveal.
Yeah.
That's basically how
so
she found
I just
out.
thought that should be added in.
That's perfect.
And then I also added in Favorite Crime by Olivia Rodrigo, because obviously this girl will commit manslaughter
Any crime.
if Xaden asks her to.
Any crime under the book.
And I feel like it could go towards the end even, when it's like, oh, the things I did. And he's not there.
Just so I can call you mine. Oh, girl. I don't even want to think
about it.
want to think about that ending.
So, just when we thought it couldn't get worse from Iron Flame, it did.
It will continue to. Book
true.
4 is just going to get awful.
Yeah.
The two that I have is one song that I've actually been like super into recently is Vanish Into You by Lady Gaga. And the lyrics, some of it, like literally I think it was like, saw your face in mine, in a picture by our bedside. And then what's the list? bedside. It's basically being like all the happy times that you've had together, and now they're just like, I'm vanishing into you. Like all of my love is always going into you. I'm like, oh well, yeah, she does like to do that.
Yeah,
she loves like to do. And then my last one is "But Daddy, I Love Him" by Taylor Swift, which is it's a song of just like proclaiming your love and like basically always defending it, which I feel like is very fitting for what Violet just did to Ridoc, is defending her love to Xaden. So I think we did pretty good.
Yeah,
we actually finished quicker than I thought.
Yeah, I know.
I'm proud of us.
Good job, us.
But hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys have any thoughts, theories, songs, anything you guys would like to add to what we've talked about, please let us know. You guys have actually been very vocal on our TikTok, so I just want to give you guys a little round of applause.
Thank you.
Like, thank you for the comments. You guys have been really on one recently.
Yeah, it's true.
You guys always are, but like I've been noticing it a lot.
It's
more.
fun for us, so don't ever think that you're like. I just feel like
don't be shy.
People are like, I don't know, I didn't want to DM you because of the. It's like, no, please,
it actually makes my day.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. But anyways, hope you guys loved today's episode. And yeah, if you guys want to watch more, you guys can check us out on our TikTok, on our Instagram, and then go check out our merch if you would like to. So yeah, I think that's it for today.
That is. We'll see you next week for episode 13.
Bum, bum, bum. That's crazy. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye,
love
everybody.
you. Mwah.